Crunchy Mamas, how are you today? Well, today I have a surprise for you. We are going to bake a vegan zucchini chocolate chip cake. I put so much chocolate and chocolate chips that it's not a zucchini cake, it's a chocolate cake, but it is a zucchini cake, and it's a great way to make our kids eat vegetables without knowing. So I will start working and talking, because if I don't start working, we're not going to finish this today. So you need a few ingredients, and I will show you what the ingredients are. All-purpose flour. You can substitute for a gluten-free flour if you want. This is a vegan recipe, so we don't have any eggs or butter. Coconut oil. This is melted coconut oil. I'm using almond milk, but you can use any vegetable milk, any plant-based milk that you want. Chocolate chips, vegan dark chocolate chips, my favorite. We need raw cacao. This is a mix of coconut sugar and cane sugar. I usually only use coconut sugar, but I ran out today. Can you believe it, of all days? And I have vanilla extract, cinnamon, shredded zucchini. So my neighbor, I have a super cute sweetie neighbor, Karen, who gave me this huge zucchini that I've done so many things with, so many recipes with this huge zucchini. 2 cakes, salad and tartare and all these things. Anyway, I have apple cider vinegar. I have instant coffee, organic coffee. Half a teaspoon of salt, baking powder, baking soda. Oh, and a banana. We're gonna smash a banana because we're not gonna use eggs, so we're gonna use the banana as a substitute for our eggs. Mashed bananas. Smash it and mash it. At the end, if you want to add nuts, you can add nuts. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I didn't have pecans or walnuts that are my favorite to put inside the cakes. So I'm going to just do chocolate chips today, but just chocolate chips. I mean, what's better than chocolate chips, right? So all-purpose flour. We're gonna do all the dry ones first, dry ingredients. And we're gonna get the raw cacao, mix in the raw cacao. Then we are going to put the baking powder, the baking soda. We're going to add in the coffee. See, it's just a little, half a teaspoon of instant coffee just to give it that little taste. And then what else do we have dry? Okay, nothing else dry. We're going to mix all of the dry ingredients. Just mix it with a spatula, a spoon. It's very simple. Mix in the dry ingredients. You know, when I was living in Brazil, for 3 years, I worked at a daycare, and I worked with children, all ages, from ages 1 to 18. And we used to bake a lot. I loved baking with them, and we had to do it quick, especially with the little ones. My dry ingredients are really well mixed. I will now add my wet ingredients to this jar. Everything has to be very, very quick and simple and easy. So let me open this banana, and here it is. Throw it in the sink. I'll compost the skin later. So here's my banana. Let's smash it really, really well. And as I smash this, I want to tell you that zucchini bread is one of my favorite. Well, okay, this is a zucchini, actually, this is a zucchini cake and not a bread. So zucchini bread, banana bread, anything bread and cake, anything doughy is my favorite. I love it. I hope you guys like it too. For a little bit there. So, okay, so we've got the jar and we've got the wet ingredients. So let's start with the plant-based milk. Goes into the jar. Then we add the coconut milk. It's coconut, not milk, coconut oil that is melted. I'm going to add the sugar. And and the apple cider vinegar and the banana. So here we go with the smashed banana. Everything goes into the jar. And you know what I forgot? I always forget ingredients. That's why I'm not a chef. I'm a health coach, because if I were a chef, I would be fired already. I would be fired from my job. Here it is. I have to clean my hands because it gets sticky. I forgot to put the salt in our dry ingredients. So here it goes. The salt. Mix in. So our dry ingredients are ready. Now we have all the wet ingredients in this jar, which we are going to close. No, we're not going to close because I forgot to put the vanilla. So let's be generous with the vanilla because it's my favorite ingredient. See, that's what happens when you don't have someone helping you out and saying, hey, you forgot to put this or that. So I like to put a lot of vanilla. I put 1 tablespoon. And the cinnamon I add to my dry ingredients. And oh, I don't have that thing anymore here, so I'll have to just add it with my fingers. So I add a pinch, maybe 2 pinches. I like cinnamon a lot, so let's put 2 pinches. Let's put 3 pinches. I like 3 pinches. Okay, 3 pinches of cinnamon. Let's mix this. Mix the dry ingredients. Now I think I remembered all the ingredients. Let me see. The only thing that's left is the zucchini and the chocolate chips. Let's leave them here. Let's close this jar. Okay, now we mix. Okay, mix all the wet ingredients really, really, really well. You can use a food processor. I like to use the jar just because I think it's easier. And then I just stick it in the dishwasher and I don't have to get all the parts. Now just pour in the wet ingredients from the jar into the dry ingredients. You see? And don't forget to turn on your oven at 350 Fahrenheit and 175 Celsius. So 350, start. Okay, my oven is on. Now let's mix in the wet ingredients. You see, I'm only using a spoon. I don't have to use a mixer, a blender, or anything like that. And nothing with parts, nothing complicated. Kids can cook with you. This is really, really easy. And you know what the fun thing about this is? Is that because there's no eggs, you can eat the batter. And that's my favorite part of baking, is being able to eat the batter. Since I was a little kid, and it's funny because it hasn't changed. I still love eating the batter. Love it. All right, so just make sure that you mix it well, because when you're done mixing this, you are going to put it in the oven with the chocolate chips and the zucchini. Here we go. We're going to fold in the zucchini. Come on, zucchini. I stuffed a lot of zucchini in this 1 cup. It's 1 cup of zucchini that you mix in, you fold it in, you see? And then when that is really well mixed in with your cake batter, oh my gosh, this is so good. The zucchini makes the cake really, really moist. And that's my favorite part, like when I have, you know, when you cut the cake and you see how moist it is. And then when the cake is ready, I will show you what happens when it's ready. It's really delicious. So, okay, so this is our batter. And you can see the zucchini in there. Can you see this? Yeah, well, one day I will tell you what happened. My son brought a friend over and I told him, oh, you want some chocolate cake? Didn't tell him there was zucchini in it. And then he was eating the chocolate cake and said, Wanda, Miss Wanda, there's something green in my cake. And I said, no, it's nothing, just eat it. But when you finish eating, I will tell you a little secret. So he finished eating. He said it was delicious. The cake was so good. And I told him, you know, you ate zucchini cake. And he's like, ew, zucchini. I don't eat zucchini. I don't eat anything green. And this day he ate it because although he found something green in the cake, it was so good that he ate it. So here's the chocolate chips. Let's throw in the chocolate chips. It's 1 cup of chocolate chips, but if you want to put more on top, after you put the cake batter in the pan. Here is our batter. You can use loaf like this or a muffin pan. This is what I made earlier and this is what I'm gonna make today. I am going to get this cake and place it here for you to see what it looks like when it's ready. There's a little piece of chocolate chip here. I'm gonna eat it. So good. This is what I made earlier today. So this is what it looks like. You see it's really chocolatey. Let me get a knife and cut a piece. Maybe you can see it closer. There you go. So look how moist it is. I don't know if you can see. Let me take this piece close to the camera. Can you see this chocolate cake? It's so good. You can barely see the zucchini. Sometimes you can find a little piece of zucchini in there. Don't worry. Tell the kids not to worry. This is so good. I will eat a piece. Try it at home. It's good. It's really, it's really moist. And right now it's not cold yet. It's warm. I know. You're watching me eat, right? I don't think I can smile now because I have chocolate in my teeth. So this is our zucchini chocolate cake. I think it's fun to cook with the kids. The more things that we can do in the kitchen with them, I think it's super healthy. We introduce new veggies, new ingredients, new foods. That's what we're all about, right? Crunchy Mamas, being healthy, being with our family, being with our kids, and also practicing self-care. For me, baking is self-care. I love baking. I have a lot of fun baking, and I just love eating too. And I love chocolate. If you want to make it a non-vegan cake, you can add eggs instead of the banana. You can do this with eggs. You can do this with butter instead of coconut oil, but I prefer the vegan version. Let me know if you have any other suggestions to add to the cake. I like to put nuts sometimes. I like to put pecans, or I like to put walnuts. They're delicious. So have a wonderful day.